I'm kind of scared to go sailing, and what goes through my mind is, what are you supposed to do if you're on the ocean and your boat starts sinking and sinking?
Oh yeah, we're going down for real now.
My name is Rick, and I have a sailboat on the San Francisco Bay. Join me as I refit sailing vessel Frog's Leap with an eye towards taking her to warmer places. I get to spend only a few days each month on the boat. That's why I call the channel Marina Queen. Thanks, Ace, for that question. Full disclosure, Ace and I know each other, so I know that he knows this is a complex question. But I also know he's a subscriber to this channel, so to honor that, I'm going to take this question and chat about it. The answer to that question is, it depends. Depends on that sailor's knowledge, skills, experience, preparedness. How well did they prepare the boat? So lots of these intangibles. You know, the sailor brings intangibles. Be an actor against his environment and not just react to the wind, but act on the wind. Set the sails to where you can get to a destination. So you're being an actor. So the question is, how well can you act on your environment? Oh, wait a minute. I thought we were talking about flooding. Why are you talking about setting sails? Being an actor on your environment is the whole boat, right? So it's knowing what's in your damage control equipment kit, knowing how to take a wood plug and get it set inside of a broken through hull or a transducer that falls out of the bottom of your boat. So knowledge, skills, experience, preparation, those kinds of things I think matter a lot. I mean, what you do, you got to slow down the flow of the water. You may or may not learn about it when the flooding starts. So like if you hit a partially submerged underwater object, like a container, and you impaled your hull, you're going to learn about that right away. But if you're in heavy seas and a milk crate full of stuff slides over and hits a through hull and knocks it off because it's corroding through, you're not going to probably learn about that until you look into the salon and see green water. That's why having a bilge alarm is really nice. I don't have a bilge alarm. I'd like to have one. So now, you're setting the sails such that you're making way back to port. Your bilge pump's keeping up with this little amount of water that is still coming through. So you're making it back to port with the proper knowledge, skills, and experience and preparation. It doesn't even rise to the level of contacting your search and rescue satellite network. If you're going to go beyond VHF range, you should have some satellite. I think about boats. I think about Frog's Leap. I think about the 2GM20F engine. I think about those through hulls. Think about the electrical system. I try every trip I go, I try to groom it. Wires that shouldn't be there, trace them out. What's this? Label that. A little bit every time I go. So when I got the boat, it was stocked with a bunch of these. You can these are connectors for your electrical. And these ones are El Cheapos. You see how you can look right through it? Yeah, Cheapos. This is what we use on Frog's Leap. Look at that. You look right down that sucker, there's nothing to be seen. The thing is like totally pre-heat shrunk right around that. Yeah, so then you just crimp down on it, boom, you're good to go. Add some heat shrink, and then you're really good to go. Did you know that when you subscribe to a YouTube channel, you get notified whenever new videos drop? How cool is that? That's a low idle. I was supposed to advance the throttle halfway before starting it. All right, well, I've got the engine running. We'll shoot some temperatures and see how this goes. You can see the leak coming from the water pump bracket, but I think that it starts up at the thermostat housing, and you can see it pools down there below that hose. And it appears we have a raw water leak as well. We ran the engine and I did see a coolant leak. You know, there shouldn't be an abnormal amount of pressure there on that water pump. I'm happy that it's not bursting at the hoses. I did see something that I didn't expect to see that was totally unrelated to working on the freshwater cooling system, and that is saltwater pump appears to be leaking as well. Anyway, some things to think about for the next trip. I'm excited to prepare for that. I'm super thrilled though that those plugs that I put in and that the temp sender, all that's holding fine. That install and isolating the cooling system was perfect. I just need to tighten up those other weak links. Like a lot of the pictures that I have, a lot of the things that I've framed over the years, they're all good for a story. And that's what we do with All Hands Aft. We tell some stories. Check this out. So what you see here is, this was a letter that was sent by Admiral Kramek to all the officer candidates that graduated. And down here we've got the shoulder boards that I wore, and up here we've got the butter bars. But what I always liked the most from OCS was this pamphlet. We called it the Spindrift. And this pamphlet, you kept it in your pocket. That's why if you look at it, it's all creased up. It's loaded full of trivial kind of sayings, and some things are not so trivial. A lot of people who go to OCS don't know anything about the Coast Guard, and that's how they learn about it. The drill instructors, well, they would use that stuff to quiz you. And if you didn't get it, well, there would most certainly be repercussions. I don't remember a lot of it, but I remember some of it. And the one that I remember that I'm going to share with you is, what is the Coast Guard? And the answer, when asked, is, ma'am, the Coast Guard is that hard core about which the Navy forms in times of war. Well, hello, friends. It's Sunday. I'm going to go to the boat. Really looking forward to it. I got a bunch of spare parts. I got some hoses. So, you know, Yanmar, one of the things that they would do is, when they would sell an engine to, say, Island Packet to put in one of their boats, like on my Island Packet 27, well, they would paint it this Yanmar gray, and they would paint it as a whole. So they would paint the hoses and everything. So if you look at my engine, those hoses still have that Yanmar paint on them. Now, that doesn't mean they're original hoses, right? You could have had an previous owner who liked the color and replaced the hoses and had them painted. Possible. But I'm going to go ahead and replace all those hoses when I take a look at that freshwater system again. And of course, the raw water system needs to be looked at. We're getting that raw water leak right under the pump. I'm also going to be bringing some of those replacement plastic dogs, which are also threaded at 5/16 with 18 threads per inch. So it should go in there. But of course, so should have those wing nuts. New episode every Sunday. I'm not as think as you confused I am.